everybody, welcome to my channel where we talk about makeup, hair, skin, and everything else in between. We are doing our weekly theme. By our, I mean mine, meaning me and my other personalities, because we all came to the collective decision of Venus. Yes, the planet, also the goddess. So I was supposed to do this last week and quarantine happened and it immediately went from Tuesday to Tuesday. And I don't know what happened in between. So grab your palette, it could be a plate, it could be whatever, and let's get to it. I already have my hair pulled back, even though it's not all the way because it's still touching my face, but you can't tell the fringe what to do. Starting out with our Plouise base. Yes, my favorite thing. So it is an eyeshadow base, or you can use it as a concealer. If you do, can I talk to you? How do you make that work for you? Because these creases, they don't like it. So we put a little bit, oh, by the way, it's Room 02. Wow. It is super high coverage, so it's really gonna cover up all of this coloration on my eyes. Put it on my glass palette, there she is, boop. It's a little bit lighter than my actual skin tone, which is perfectly fine because these colors about to pop. We're gonna take our Wish.com brush. Yes, I bought this brush on Wish.com from a brush pack years ago. 2 brushes from that pack were actually worth it. I stabbed myself in the eye. It is probably like one of the best brushes I've ever owned, all because of how razor thin. There we go. How razor thin it can get just for my beautiful eyes. I love that brush. It's probably one of my favorite brushes. That and its coinciding powder brush. Wow. These two. So we are lining underneath our brow. Short, small strokes, always. And really just going little bit by little bit. And then once you have that initial line in, we're just gonna put on the rest of that product right here, and then like kind of slowly bring it down. I'm using firm pressure right here because I'm trying to deposit as much of the color into, well, as much of the product into my eyes. After we're done putting on our eye primer, thoroughly covered, we're not going to blend it out with the brush. I'm blending it out with the sponge. Why? Because it's going to pick up whatever excess product would actually move underneath my eyeshadow. So tiny sponge. You don't have to use a tiny sponge. And blend her out. Now, I do one eye at a time because it's just something I like to do. I always do one at a time. But usually if I could do one, I can copy the other like within half the time. And my eye creases don't hate me as much whenever I do that. So we're going to go in with our September Rose Slush palette. It is one of my favorite palettes because it's literally just rainbow. It is a beautiful, delicious rainbow that I love so much. And we're going in with pink lemonade. I mean, not pink lemonade, peach lemonade. Oopsies. And we're going to re-blend out our eyeshadow primer because my eyes are super creasy. Really try. What you want to do is that before you lay anything down, make sure whatever creasing you have is like as subsided as it can get. Now lay down our color in relatively the shape that we want. Now we aren't gonna go too ham on blending. We're just gonna focus on color placement. I'm not being super precise with anything because it's a very blown out kind of sunsetty look, or sunrise, sunset I think, whichever one. It's very golden hour. Next palette I'm gonna grab is the Thirsty palette because of this delicious yellow that's right here. It's called Quench. Man, Quench. And we are going to go around the perimeter with this one. And we're gonna try and go as light as we can. We wanna be very gentle. And actually, I'm gonna use an even softer brush. And we're basically overlapping those two colors. And we are bringing it, so following our lash line, going up basically. You really want to really pull the face up. And I'm now using a Sigma Blending E25, a very tiny one in fact. Now my eyes, whenever I just look straight, everything kind of just like disappears. So I always go a little bit higher than my crease is supposed to go. So this angle is like perfect for me because I'm just looking straight down. And at this point, I kind of already know how my eye is gonna open. I'm going back with our BH Cosmetics number 8 brush, that white with the pink, going back in with some form of yellow. And actually, I lied. I'm gonna go in with this Marble Series BH Cosmetics brush. It's a number 9. Why? Because of this. The brush shape, from the side, they look the same, but this one's actually a lot fatter. This one is a lot fluffier. It's more spaced out. So I feel like it's gonna airbrush it out a lot more. So we're going to place this color on top of that harsh line. The harsh line that we just put down. And I'm using little to no pressure. I'm literally just letting the weight of the brush do it. Blend it out to oblivion. When you think you're done blending, you're not. Just keep on blending, keep on doing it. You can always either build up that color or like smooth out that line. You're never done blending. I'm gonna go back in with Peach Lemonade and I'm literally going to just give it a quick wash through my eye. And honestly, I'm also gonna bring it up a little bit right here. We're gonna go in with something just a little bit more intense. So, you don't have to use any of like the same products as me. These are just the ones I have on hand. Use whatever you have on hand. Grabbed a little bit of the orange shade and we are very lightly going over that border. That border between the peach and the yellow. Why? I want that border a lot more intense. But for this specific look, I really want just that gradient, like gradual effect. And sometimes I have to add some of those colors. Yeah, like that already looks so much better. This is supposed to be back here. Well, I guess you're not joining the party. I'm gonna grab a little dandy boy and honestly we're going to tap whatever excess is on my brush onto my lid and we're going to tap it out with our ring finger. And then blend it out with, you guessed it, a blending brush to really diffuse the edges and to make sure that whatever we're about to add on does not get any harsh lines. Marble Series brush from BH Cosmetics number 8. So we're jumping back to this palette, September Rose Slush palette, and we're using Tiger's Blood. Oopsies. Yeah, so we want Tiger's Blood all the way at the bottom of our eye. And honestly, I think I'm gonna change up my brush to a Morphe M138. Back into Tiger's Blood, and we are basically packing it on to oblivion. Maybe I'm gonna grab this Sigma Waterliner E17 brush, grab it, and I'm really gonna try and press this color into my my top lash line. I want to get it as close as I can. And then back to with the Morphe brush. Back into Peach Lemonade from the Slush palette, and we are going over all of that Tiger's Blood. Back into any yellow. I'm just using this yellow from Thirsty, which is Quench, probably one of my favorite yellows. But you can use any single yellow. The reason why I'm not using the banana in the Slush palette is because it's very green. It's like very green. So I'm gonna be using now, it is It Cosmetics. It's too old to even have a number now. Everything came off. The only reason that I know it's an It Cosmetics brand, the handle is like a silver tone. It can do this. Yeah, I didn't buy it like this at all. It very much just did that over time. I don't know how long I've had this. Actually, I think I've had this for 4 years and did this. None of my other brushes that I've had for longer than that have ever done this. Not saying anything about It Cosmetics brushes, but you know, just a little bit sus, you know? So we're gonna grab a clean brush and we are blending. Literally, that's all we're doing now, just blending. Blending all these colors together. I'll even like blend and then clean it off a little bit and then go back to blending. As you can see, I'm going up like this at an angle and I'm not really using much pressure. I'm just literally just letting the bristles do their job. What they were designed to do. Honestly, I'm gonna add just a little bit more Tiger's Blood in that inner corner. All right, and now on to the next eye. So the exact same process. Now we are going to grab our eyebrow brush, brush up our hairs. I know I didn't do it on this one, but I tend to always do it. Brush up your eyebrow hairs, mostly because it gives you somewhere to go. It gives you kind of like your own natural blueprint. Who would have thought? You have like a natural guide to follow because you know, they're there. Now, if you don't have eyebrows, that's perfectly fine. You do you. You got your own thing going on. I'm not gonna tell you how to do eyebrows. Trouble getting you fell in a brown eyeshadow. Saturate your little brush. So if you have trouble with making sure your eyebrows are even, meaning that they're on the same level, like playing field. So here's eyebrow one, and I'm very quickly just gonna do that. And there. I can now see that my other eyebrow has to start here, and then I kind of just follow whatever else it just gives me. Now, my eyebrows are very much just cousins because one side is higher than the other. Wow.
I just remembered one of the teachers at my beauty school
told me that my eyebrows weren't even related. I feel like they have blood. They're related. They're just not like direct siblings. Like half siblings, maybe? No, not half. There's just they have blood. All right. Now hers. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more of my Plouise base, put it on my palette because I used up that first dollop. I work in sections. So same way that I did this eye, I use a substantial amount of pressure right here just to lay down the initial color, and I try to use less pressure right on my eyelid. Like you want to use like a decent amount and then literally just flick it that way, and then if you want, bring it up this way because you are blending up that way anyway. Like it is slightly gone now, but the second I start blending and doing stuff on it, it's just gonna be gone. So now we're gonna go in with some form of an orange into that crease right where those two colors meet. Why? Because it's going to add depth, going to add layers, it's going to add flavor. So very lightly. You don't want to go too overboard. You don't want the orange to be super present, but you do want it there. Honestly, it doesn't really make that big of a difference, but to me, it adds such a it's such a beautiful like gradient that it creates, because there's already that gradient that we made initially. So back with our little brush. So we are using this It Cosmetics Unknown. I just pulled out almost all of like the straggly hairs are just like kind of growing like fresh like buds. It's not look. She's a loyal brush. She has been here for 4 years. Just to do a little trick. I don't know if it's gonna mess up what my hard work that I just did, but it does this. It shrinks, then grows back up. Yeah, oh my god. Oh wow, you have so much hair on you. Like, do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? No, I just have a very shiny makeup brush. Okay, so back to blending. We are grabbing a clean brush and we are just going over this entire shebang. We are doing the entire thing. We're actually gonna add a hint of yellow just to make sure that she's there. To make sure yellow is present in the party. We just finished our eyes. We have I feel like we got that effect very nicely. It's going up my eyes. They're looking good. They're looking very, very spectacular to me. We're going to commence the skin, my favorite part. I love skin. Let me rephrase that. I love just how makeup lays on the skin. I love how like texture works. It's like probably one of my favorite things. When I used to work at the beauty counter, I loved it. Skin is like one of my favorite things. We're gonna start off with Milk Makeup Vegan Milk Moisturizer. I love this stuff. Let me tell you why. It is thick. It is super thick. It is very hydrating, but it's great for all skin types. It's great for dry skin, it's great for normal skin, and it's great for combination, and it's great for oily skin. Beautiful, beautiful formula. It's super thick. It's like yogurt. It's so thick. You definitely have to like, this moisturizer does not have slip to it. It does not have a lot of slip. Meaning the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, that one has a decent amount of slip, but it does sink in very quickly. This one is very thick and...
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Bye. I dragged my eyes a lot right now. You're really not supposed to do that. Do as I say, not as I do. So we are gonna go in with, I'm sorry for how old this is. Hi, welcome. This is the original Anastasia Beverly. So this is the original Anastasia Beverly. Why can't I say Anastasia Beverly Hills? Like, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Okay. And we're using the original Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. Yes, this thing, I remember when it first came out, everyone went bonkers over it. And you best believe I fell into the hype because I have major FOMO. We are going to dippy dip into our darkest shade, which is, I think, is cinnamon. This is, by the way, I don't think you can buy this anymore, but use any contour shade that you have. This one is several shades darker than me, so I'm gonna mix it with cream. So cinnamon and cream. I'm not using this because it's too warm. So I mixed the two colors onto my palette, and I'm using the back of a tweezer, literally just like to blend it together. I tend to have a spatula with me majority of the times, but I'm not in my beauty safe space, even though this is a beauty safe space. So I'm contouring my face where I need it, aka where my facial features is needed. So as you can see, it's not super dark. It's not as dark as it was originally once supposed to be. Now my face is very much breaking out currently, and I don't want to irritate it anymore. So you would think I would put on a primer. No, I definitely brought the middle down too much, so I'm literally gonna grab my fingers, and that's how easy makeup is manipulated. It's really ridiculous that you can just grab your fingers, go, oh, you got something there. Literally just do that. Just do that to like your makeup. That's literally what I just did. Oh, you got something on your face. Just wipe it off. We are going right here. We're not, do put makeup on your ears. Don't ever think that you can't, but I'm not gonna put directly on my ears. I'm gonna go right here and flick up. So the reason why we flick up is to create that cheekbone. Cause yeah, we're shading in our natural cheekbone, right? Go like this, you find your cheekbone very easily. But to create that natural like cheekbone, like that apple of the cheek, flick up. It's a world of a difference. Mostly with this specific technique where you are doing it underneath your foundation, they end up getting blended out, so it doesn't have to be perfectly even. And right here. The contour right there, the little bit of shadow, world of a difference. Wow, no one told me that. I feel insulted. We are going to grab this bad boy. It is the BH Cosmetics Miss Bella collection in #1. It's a beautiful stippling brush. I love stippling brushes. I just love them. They're the best to me. Very beautiful to me. Literally tap, like the weight of this brush will blend for you. It's not a super heavy brush, like it's not gonna hurt your wrist, but it's a very like beefy brush, so it's going to blend everything out for you. I think the main thing about filming specifically is the fact that I have to portray like all of the thoughts that I've always kept inside, because I oh, I'm a talkative bitch. I really can. That's why I thought, might as well just start a channel. One, give you beauty tips, because who puts a motherfucking tip? Right. So we're adding my favorite product. Literally, if I'm going on a trip, I'm going on a girls trip, right? We out, we good to go. 3 makeup products. This will be one of them. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Face Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a Hollywood Flawless filter that gives you a Superstar Youth Glow. It is insane. The first time I saw it when I was at work, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then I saw Samantha Ravindell talk about it. I'm like, I trust her. The way that this product behaves and it is, you remember the Cover FX drops? Well, they were literally like liquid metal in a tiny bottle. Now, my main issue with those is that those like dried out really quick. Yeah, beautiful glow, but you couldn't put those on top of powder, and they were very finicky. Like, to me, they were finicky, but once you got them to work, they looked beautiful. I love them. But this is a Superstar Youth Glow. You can use this on its own, with foundation, on top of foundation, on top of powder, on top of anything. It is so nice. And I use the shade 3. I bought this, God knows how many months ago. This product lasts forever. Boop, boop. Oh, I love this stuff so much. It is probably my favorite. Like, if I was as rich as like Paris Hilton, like that level of rich, because I know she gives out like her little like setting spray thing in like Burning Man. That would be me, but with this. Yeah, I would go around in like festivals and stuff like that, and I'm like, do you want a Superstar Youth Glow? Here, take it, appreciate it. It is, you can already kind of see the level of shine, even though it's wet on my face. What? So yeah, anytime if you've ever seen me and my face looks radiant, I look like I just came back from a beautiful beach vacation. I put it like that, like on the highest part of my nose, like the very edge, because I remember Mama Mitchell mentioned that. He was like, I don't get it why people just put the inner highlight corner there, and there. Put it as a strip, like a landing strip across there, because at every angle you're at full highlight capacity, and that blew my mind. When he said that, I was like, you're making all the sense in the world right now. Oh my, why are we dumb? Why are we doing that? Like, sometimes like when you're doing, like when you learn something new about makeup, right? And you're just like, that makes sense. Why was I doing it this way? It makes no sense. But you can just have constant radiant highlight. They have an okay shade range. They can go a lot deeper. They can go so much deeper, because they do have a deep shade, but it's not deep enough. But to me, it's a very light wash of color, but it's such a very it's very sheeny, it's very cute. Will I put highlight on top of it? Of fucking course I will. What do you think I am? We're going to put on probably one of the weirdest foundations I've tried. This is the Bite Beauty Micellar Changemaker foundation. It is so nice, but there's a catch. You put it on, right? And you put it on with your brush, your sponge, your hands, if you're like that. It looks like butt the first time you put it on. I remember the very first time I put it on my face. I was getting ready for work. Was it work or was it I was going out to like my in-laws? One or the other. But oh my god, I was putting it on and I was like, I look like crap. I look like butt. I look like dog shit. I look so bad. Not even 5 minutes later, my face looked insane. It looked so beautiful. It looked so and I wore this foundation for like 2 weeks straight, right? I went to work and everything. My face looked great the entire day. And every single time or every single day without fail, I was complimented. I was asked the foundation I'm wearing, is it airbrush? No, ma'am, I don't believe in airbrush. So we're gonna grab it. Oh, and that's another thing. This is one of the few foundations that matches me so perfectly. Really shook me when it brought that number to the table. I was just like, my normal everyday foundation, like my usual foundation, she's cute. If I'm not wearing this one, I wear this one. It is the Milani Conceal Perfect 4-in-1 foundation. Conceal Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. It's concealer and a foundation. Oh, Jesus. That foundation, very nice, very beautiful, magnifique. But she oxidizes a little bit on me because I'm very olive tone. I'm a very olive tone person. Call me the Olive Garden. She also, I don't know, like to me, that foundation just, it develops weird on me. Like before, when I was a little bit tanner, you know, when we were allowed to go outside, I would mix that foundation with the Beauty Blender Bounce foundation specifically. And honestly, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that cocktail, that foundation cocktail is a banger. Like that is such a beautiful, beautiful formula. And so yeah, like it looked so nice. And you can kind of see it right now. You can kind of, let me zoom you in. Can you see it? My face looks like butt. It looks like trash. It does not look cute at all. Uh-oh. I'll put just a little bit more up here on my, where that contour is. As you can see, like there is so much unwanted texture. She is not happy right now. Because I found that if I press it in, it speeds up the process a lot more of it like settling into the skin. I stabbed my eye with the sponge. Foundation on, she's settling, give her some time. So we're now gonna highlight and conceal. I'm gonna use my handy dandy Makeup Revolution C8 and also Makeup Revolution C7. We're going in with our beautiful C8, which is the darker one. We're going in on the darkest spot of our eye. Let her dry. Grab my concealer brush. Spread it out just a wee bit. Right. So I grabbed this Sigma concealer F70 and I blended out this area. I wanted to have full control over what the hell I'm doing. Now I don't care for that much control. So we have our inner under eye fully concealed. Now I can do another layer, which I probably might because I have a problem. I can hear my dad from the basement. He's outside. So I put another layer on just to give me a little bit more coverage. I tend to do this. I always put my mirrors up, all because it gives me the least amount of creasing. It sounds dumb, but it makes sense because you are stretching out that eye area, not giving the area that creases enough time actually crease. Open your powder. We're not gonna powder just yet. I just want it ready for when we do. I'm also gonna grab my powder brush for when we do. I have two different types of powder brushes. I have my BH Cosmetics number disc brush because the number came off, and this Morphe M536. Those two are phenomenal powder brushes. Absolutely phenomenal for underneath the eye. A dot right there, a dot right there, a swipe right there. You swipe right there. We are going to try and do this as quickly but as carefully as possible. The 7 adds our highlight. It adds that brightness to the places on our face that we want it. And specifically, the way I'm going is the fox eye effect, where it really just, is it fox eye or is it cat eye? It's a beautiful technique because it really just brings up the face in gorgeous. Setting your under eye specifically with a powder brush really just makes a world of the difference. We are now going to grab our water. I was like, what if I could get a mister that has such a fine spray that can really just basically set my face? And I did exactly that. I found this type of bottle. This is I think a pressurized bottle. I use it for everything. We are now going to copy what we did up here, down here. We are going to go in with our smaller brushes this time because of my under eyes is in a state. Going back in with Peach Lemonade. We're grabbing the Sigma E25 and we're just literally diffusing it out. And then we are going to grab our Sigma waterliner E17 brush, and we're going to go in with tiger's blood. And we are going to exactly what it sounds like, basically line and blend. Line and blend. This has to be one of my favorite brushes because I don't wear eyeliner. I don't wear eyeliner very often. Let me fix that. I don't wear water liner, so I don't buy them. Oh, I'm back. A little technical difficulties, but it's fine. I'm not finished, but I did most of my eye. I did the peach and then I did the red, and now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that yellow just to give it that same effect. Because yeah, it looks fine now, but why not make it better? So we're going in with this yellow and on the border. This is coming out just like my dreams. So we have done our eyes, we have done our foundation, we have done some of our contour. Now we're gonna go in with a bronzer. I'm using the Hoola bronzer in the original shade. I hate the little packaging. I hate the packaging though. It is boxy. I wish it was just like a pan. I should probably get like a magnetized palette for that, but I don't care that much. We're now gonna go in with a powder contour because I love powder. This one from Smashbox, and we're gonna go in with the shade. This is the original packaging. They updated it since, and the updated one is so much nicer, by the way. And I'm literally just like laying the brush and kind of like tickling it up. I know my mirror's in the way. I know it's in the way, but I needed that angle. It was too far down. And I'm only adding it where I needed a little bit more depth. And then get ready, because this is where it all comes together. Gonna get our under eye setting brush, boop, 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 right here, underneath the eye. So I'm now gonna add our blush. I grabbed the Sigma blush palette. I think I'm gonna mix these two. So that's Tiger Lily and Pinkin. Why mix? Because we have choices. Push, push, push. If you don't bring your blush up to the outer corner of your eye, are you okay? And you best believe I'm bringing it up. We are now done with most of the base. We're gonna do a little touchy touch on the eyebrows. Yeah, so we're gonna brush out our eyebrows. And honestly, I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera because I'm very particular. We're now going to do the part that I've been dreading. You're gonna grab your lightest, the absolute lightest thing that you own. For me, it is the Plouise base in room 0.5, not 0, but 0.5. That is the closest thing to white that I own. Besides an eyeshadow. You're gonna grab the smallest brush that you possibly could find. So for me, that's gonna end up being the Beige Cosmetics Miss Baya brush in 9. It is an under eye blending brush, but today she is going to have a new title. We are going to first test out on her hand to see if we can do it before we fuck up our makeup.
Okay.
Now the thing about drawing clouds on your eyes, you can't really blink because they're on your eye. Like, I don't know what more to say to that statement. Okay, so yes, they look very, very different. I think I'm gonna add another layer to these clouds over here because I think it's gonna add some dimension. Yeah, that's the kind of dimension I'm talking about. Mistakes. If you don't have a steady hand, I think if you don't have a steady hand, this will be a lot easier for you. Significantly easier for you. All because of the fact that a lot of the stuff like depends, like clouds specifically, they thrive off just like mismatch. Well, in my experience, they thrive off like just going everywhere, but like a controlled everywhere. We are going to highlight. I'm going to use Peach Goddess from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It's the Skin Frost because I feel like it'll look nice with this look. Wow. All right, added a little star, put on my lashes, took way too long. So my lip, my final lip, it is NYX Days and Diffuse. It is in the shade Girl Strip. It's one of my favorites. I love it so much. It is, to me, like a perfect nude. Alright, and here's the finished look. What do you guys think? Alright everybody, I hope you guys had a great time with me. I hope you guys learned something new, and if you didn't, thanks for hanging out with me. I know you had me as background noise. See you soon, and if it's your birthday, happy birthday, and bye!